Now let's set up the peer-to-peer replication. Okay, so we will use AdventureWorks for peer-to-peer replication. Okay. All right, let's set up the peer-to-peer replication. Peer-to-peer is bidirectional replication. It's like a merge replication, but it doesn't have robust conflict resolution. Conflicts are nothing but when you update or delete any data on one server and do the same thing on other server. Okay, so then the two transactions might get replicated in both directions and conflict will arise. We have to resolve that conflicts. So we'll look into all those things after we set up the peer-to-peer. So we are going to set up the peer-to-peer for AdventureWorks database. So let's set up the peer-to-peer. New publication, AdventureWorks peer-to-peer. So let's select address. Let's say for now you just select that one table, and log reader agent I'm going to use whatever the SQL Server service account. I'm going to run the log reader agent under that account. Okay, so click next. Create the publication. Okay, so peer-to-peer pub. So now you see that here you do right click, you don't see the configure peer-to-peer. Okay, but you do see configure peer-to-peer topology. Okay, the reason is if you take a partition DB or remaining transaction replications, whatever we have created, you don't see that option. Okay, let's take a look at the properties. You see that here peer-to-peer it doesn't allow. Okay, so peer-to-peer is false, but for this one peer-to-peer allow peer-to-peer subscriptions true, and allow peer-to-peer conflict detection true. Continue replication after conflict detection false. That means when a conflict arises, then you want to stop the replication. You don't want the replication to continue. Okay, you do detect the conflict, and if conflict occurs, stop the replication. That's what we have the settings here. And you remember the peer originator ID is 100. Let us say you set up peer-to-peer replication between two servers. One server will have, both servers will have originator IDs. Okay, whichever the server has the higher number, the originator ID, they will win in the conflict. Okay, let me show you in the diagram. Okay, so peer-to-peer replication. So you have source server. Okay, you have you have publisher, not publisher. Let us say this is server A and this is server B, and in the server you have the database. You are setting up peer-to-peer between these two databases. For example, what happens, peer-to-peer means bidirectional. You make changes here, the changes will get replicated here. You make changes here, the changes will get replicated. So you can make changes anywhere, so the changes will get replicated to other servers. If you have another server C, and you can create a topology. Okay, so you can create something like, okay, I am going to set up peer-to-peer between these three servers. In the peer-to-peer topology, in the setup, you don't call these as subscribers, or you don't call these as servers or something like that. You call these servers A, B, C as node. In peer-to-peer topology, the terminology is the node for every server. Here in this peer-to-peer topology, you have three nodes. Okay, node A and B and C. So you have the same database here. Okay, you make change here, the change will get replicated to the server, the change will also get replicated to here. You make changes here, the changes will get replicated here, the changes will be replicated to here. Similarly, you make change here, it will get replicated to this server, it will also get replicated to this server. Okay, so it's all any to any. You make change anywhere, it will get replicated to other nodes in the peer-to-peer topology. Now the question is customer ID 1, customer ID equal to 1, and okay, the database will be same, all the records, everything will be same, right? Because all three nodes, all three databases on the three nodes, make sure it has the same data, otherwise you will get some issues. Let's say the three databases are same. Okay, ID, customer ID equal to 1 is there here as well, customer ID equal to 1 is here. Okay, the record is there on all three servers. You update this record from Ramu to Ramu 1. Here you update to 2, update to 3. At the same time, at the same second, at the same fraction of second, you update customer first name for ID equal to 1 on all three servers. So what happens? So the change will try to get replicated here and here. Okay, the changes will be will get replicated all over the place, from this server to that server, that server, this server, blah blah blah. So conflict will occur. Hey, same record is getting updated from different locations. I don't know what to do. I can't replicate. So I'm this is a conflict. This is a conflict. In the peer-to-peer topology, there is something called originator ID. You give a number. Okay, this server originator ID equal to 100, this server 99, this server 98. If all three servers, all three nodes are making changes to the same customer ID at the same time, then whoever got the higher originator ID, they will win. Their changes will win in case the conflict occurs. The resolution is whoever got the higher number originator ID, they will win. I don't know. Yeah, this is this is what is there in the peer-to-peer. It's not a great, but something is there. So that's what it is. Peer-to-peer originator ID is 1 for this server. For which server? For this server, because we have created the publication here. Now let's configure the peer-to-peer topology. Okay, so we have to select, click here, publisher, select this one, peer-to-peer. See that here. This is one node. Okay, so configure peer nodes and peer connections. Okay, to specify the configuration options, right click on a node. You can see that here publisher is this, and the database is this, number of peers is 0, and conflict detection enable, originator ID equal to 100. Okay, you are going to add one more node. What is the node? This is the node. Okay, server instance cannot be a peer because it doesn't have a distributor configured. Okay, now you got another thing to do. So you go to this server, replication, configure distribution. You have to specify where the distributor server, where are you going to store the changes, because peer-to-peer is nothing but actually a transaction replication, created on two sides. Okay, sending the changes in both ways. So your distributor server is this. Okay, okay, so all right, again we have to go one more, we have to do one more thing before we do this. So we are in distributor server, replication, distributor properties, go to publisher, add this server as a distributor. Okay, let's configure the distribution. This is my distributor. Okay, password is admin123. Configure the distribution. This is fine. Now if I use okay, this server, the distribution database is this server. So now let's set up the peer-to-peer. peer to peer. Okay, I select the publisher here. I have one peer. I'm going to add another peer. Another peer in this case is this server. What is the database? I don't have the database. Bummer. Now I have to take backup of this database. Okay. Okay, so I took backup of this database. Now I'm going to restore okay, I restored this database. Now let's set up the peer-to-peer. Okay, let's add another peer. All right, select the database AdventureWorks peer originator ID 99. If you want, you can select this is a bigger number, but in this case I am going to put 99. Okay, connect to all distributor all display nodes, use the push subscription, and use the agent service account, which is fine. Okay, here it says specify how you want peer database was initialized. How the peer database was initialized on the server? We took a backup copy of AdventureWorks and we restored it here. That's how we initialized the database on this node. So here one option is I created the peer database manually, or I restored a backup of original publication database which has not been changed since the backup was taken. This is the appropriate option for us to select. But if the source database is continuously getting changed, okay, we take backup and we restore. By the time we restore, there are again some bunch of transactions that are occurring on the server on this database. Okay, if that is the case, then I restored backup of original publication and the publication database was changed after the backup was taken. You have to select this option and specify the backup file. Even we can select this option temp file name adv.back. See here, adv.back. Okay, the reason why we need to select this file, we don't need to actually, but still we can if you want. It is going to take the LSN from this backup file. That's it. Okay, since we didn't change any data, let's select the first option. That's it. That's pretty much it. It is configuring the peer-to-peer. All right, peer-to-peer is done. Okay, now let's do some testing. So what is the article in the peer-to-peer? So articles is person.address. Person.address here, right? Person.address. This is the table. Now let's do one quick testing. Okay, so here I am updating 1970 Napa Core 1 on this server. Now let's go to this server, the instance to the another node, person.address, right? Code 1. Now let's update code 2 here. Now let's go back to this server. Now let's take a look at person.address here. Code 2. You see that here I made one change in one server that got replicated to other node, and I went to other node and I made some changes that got replicated to this node. So basically you can make changes anywhere, the changes will get replicated in to all other servers. address ID 1. So now let's do one more testing. Update quote, this is higher originator ID, okay, which is 100, where address ID equal to 1. You see that here I am making change on this node. On this node, the peer originator ID we have given 100. So I am making this change here. Similarly, I connect to other server. Okay, so this is the other server. This is the other server. The originator ID equal to 99. Now I need to execute these scripts really quickly. Execute. Oops, what happened? Oh, the connection got is really a problem. Okay. All right. Now let's execute this. You see that here, because we modified the change here, but we didn't modify the other node. Now we are going to do the test real quickly. So now I made this. Okay, I'm execute. I updated table here on this server. Now let's execute this select statement. I see that here originator ID 1. Now I select this originator ID 99. I made this change here, and exactly almost the same second I made the change here. So this change is here and this change is here, right? There is a conflict. So replication don't know what to do in this case. Definitely it might have errored out. Let's take a look at it. You see that here already one is it's showing the red color, all that icons here. Double click. Okay, publication, double click. You see that here a conflict of type update was detected at peer 99 between peer 100, 99 between peer 100. Okay, a transaction, you can see that here all that garbage information. Okay, it says a transaction and peer 99 transaction, person address key, all that information you can see that here. You don't know what to do. We said if there is a conflict occurs, don't proceed the replication. That's what we specified in the publication, if you remember. Okay, so let's take a look at the publication again. Here you see allow peer-to-peer conflict detection. Yes, detect the conflict, and after detecting the conflict, what do you want to do? You want to stop the replication or you want to continue? We said stop the replication. Okay, so how to continue now? In this case, we have to go to the properties, subscription options, continue. Now let's see what happens. Now you see there is a conflict occurred. Okay, so now it's going to show, okay, the conflict is resolved because we said continue the replication. Now it says okay, the conflict winner is this and conflict loser is this. We didn't resolve the conflict, that is why it didn't show any conflict, but the replication got an error and stopped. Okay, the moment we said continue the replication, that means it resolves the conflict. Now we can come to this screen and see what was the values that it was trying to generate the conflict, and who is the winner and who is the loser. Okay, so you can see that here this is the winner and this is the loser. Okay, this is just you can view the conflicts, but again we resolve the conflict, right? So again we can go back and stop the replication. If you don't want to stop the replication in case of conflict, then you can set it up as true. That means replication won't stop, it will keep the originator ID 100 as a winner all the time and continue the replication. So that's what it is, the peer-to-peer replication. If you have any questions, let me know. For additional scripts and other things, you can visit metamanager.com for the documents or scripts, whatever it is. Okay, thanks.